First and foremost, I am incredibly excited to have a good friend of mine, realtor extraordinaire, Mr. Phil Patel. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh my God, what a great day this is. I'm so excited to be here. This is a long time in the making.
I'm so excited. We talked about it for a while, and
We did.
I'm so glad that we were able to make it happen. I saw you doing some podcasts, and I was like, man, I need to do one with him.
Yeah.
I need to do it. I think you were doing it with Sandra and some of the Aria people.
Some of the girls.
Some of the girls,
and
Kim
then,
and all them.
Kim, we did it to do all of our stuff for the golf tournament. Thank you
that's
as
right.
one of our big sponsors.
Absolutely.
And then I've done some other ones with a buddy of mine, Brooks Landry, who's in the Bay Area or East Bay. And so these are fun, man. I'm excited for this.
I love that.
This is gonna be
So
good.
what I'm doing right now is I'm pretty much connecting with the best realtors in Solano County, Contra Costa, Napa County, just Bay Area, and just asking them questions and kind of seeing where it goes. We'll have so much fun and just kind of go with it.
I'm excited. Let's shoot it from the hip,
All right,
baby.
so shooting it from the hip. First, what I like to do is I like to start off with like a lightning round, just light questions to kind of ease into it.
Bro, lightning round. This is just like in Friends when they do that little thing. He's like, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. You got 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Favorite pizza topping, Phil?
All of it. I like garbage. I'm a pizza guy. Like being a Ninja Turtle fan, I love every pizza. The only one I'm not a
Ninja
big
Turtle
fan,
fan.
I am a huge Ninja Turtle fan. So super funny story about turtles. I'm not a reptile guy, but like our generation gap, it was either you were a G.I. Joe fan, Transformer fan, Ninja Turtle fan, and or whatever else there was back in the day. I fell in love with Ninja Turtles and pizza. Who doesn't love pizza, right? Like it was just always the thing. So Friday nights, my mom would go down to, we lived in the city at the time. She'd go down to Ocean Pizza. She'd order what they now call a garbage, which is like pepperoni sausage.
I love Ocean Pizza.
Oh, Ocean Pizza was the best.
It was the best.
The best. And so I still to this day, there's no one that can compare. Maybe Pietro's. I'll give Pietro's a little bit, but nothing compares to Ocean Pizza. Anyways, I love it. I mean, I could eat any kind of pizza.
I remember just watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and all I wanted was like M&Ms and marshmallows on my pizza.
On your
I
pizza,
started
like,
trying.
you think about that now, you're like, what the hell?
I know. What's going on? Favorite book?
Oh, man. So it's so funny. I was just talking about this with some friends. So this goes back to high school days. Was it The Story of Mice and Men?
Oh, okay.
So I know that sounds weird because it's not business related, but fun because that was a book that I actually had to like dig deep in. You had to get, some, like you really had to like pull passages out of the book and say why you related to it. And like, so as silly as it sounds, like I related to Lenny. I want to pet the rabbits, George. Let's go pet the rabbits, George, And so it's just that squirrel ADD and just not realizing how important life is.
Yeah.
But being in the moment. Right. And so that book really resonated. I was talking to some friends because our kids are in school and the topic was to pick a book. And like, that was like, we were just talking about that. And the girl we were getting the books from Librarian Wise, she was like, hey, I think this book is a little too advanced for a 4th grader. And I was like, is it really though? Like, okay, maybe whatever, But yes, Story of Mice and Men.
That's a good book, though.
That's a great book.
Classic.
Great book.
Favorite movie of all time?
Oh,
this one's going to be a big one because I know you like a lot of movies.
I love a lot of movies. So this is tough, but I'm going to go with comedy.
Okay.
And this is really, really tough because there was a great slew of movies in this time, but I'm going to go with Old School. The movie Old School with Will Ferrell,
Frank the
Vince
Tank?
Vaughn.
You mean Frank the
Frank the Tank.
Once it touches your lips.
It's so good. It's so good. We're going to do another one. He's going to do one more. Right? So I love that movie.
That's a fun movie.
It's a great movie. You know what that was for me in terms of like the 70s, 80s? It was like that, what was it? The college movie where, oh my God.
Oh yeah, Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused, another great movie, but that was a great movie too. Ben Affleck, all the stars. I get older, they stay the same age. All right. Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
Yes.
Best fast food chain.
In and out.
Dude, that is the consensus.
That is
to
the
that
best.
question. That's the
Like,
consensus.
you don't even have to think.
Biggest pet peeve.
Oh, that's a good one. Hygiene.
Ah,
Hygiene is a big one for me because we're our own billboards.
yeah.
Right. So, I mean, man, I know this sounds weird, but like you could tell a lot about people and their hygiene, like teeth, the smile, like all of it. I mean, I know everybody's different in their own ways, but I think hygiene is a huge one.
Yeah, it's crazy how some folks though don't even recognize the hygiene.
No,
too.
I mean, like I'm always self-conscious of like I was just doing with you, like the smell test. Cause
Yeah, you're like,
like
I smell like baseball.
I smell like baseball because I'm like, oh no, I smell like the fields. But yeah, like just like especially when you're talking to clients and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Want to make sure you good breath.
Yeah.
Doing the banaka.
Banaka. I was gonna say the banaka. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. What's one word people would describe you?
Wow, man, bro, this is gonna be a long-winded one because I feel like I'm blessed. Another friend has always told me, he's like, Phil, your ability to connect with people has always been like, I think it's your best trait. So, I guess it would be organic.
Okay.
Organic.
That's a good one.
Organic.
Or connect.
Or connect.
Or connect. You do have that ability.
I'm
some
very
people
blessed.
have it, some people don't. Like, I think I have it too.
Yes.
But I can recognize it. I didn't know I had it. I found out yesterday I actually had it. Just by talking to one of my bosses. He was like, yeah,
Was it Pete?
No, it was Alec, and he was like, one thing you're really blessed with, and I said, what? You could talk to anybody and connect with anybody. I'm like, let me think about that. Yeah, you might be right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people have it, some people don't.
If you could meet with any person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh man. Are we talking like are we talking like anybody, dead or alive?
Doesn't matter.
Influential. Man. I would have to go back because I lost both my parents. I'd have to go back and talk to my mom again. I'd want to talk to my mom again because like she saw the future. She saw so many things that like I would think like now that I'm older in my 40s, like I didn't think anything at the time. And like now that I'm a dad and I'm living life that way, I'm like, man, Mom, you were a visionary. She was a visionary. I remember she would tell me things. I'd be like, hey, you're kind of crazy, Mom. Like that's out there. Now I'm like, man, that's not so crazy. So I'd want to go back and just be like, hey, give me one more knowledge nugget I could take later in life that you would give me that you didn't give to me when we were together. So
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
I love that. Phil, okay, so that's the lightning round.
Yeah, that was a good lightning round.
Yeah, what got you into real estate, man?
Oh, dude. So my coach told me that this is my call if I were to ever be on stage. So my dream is to go on stage in front of like a conference type and give what I'm about to share with you right now. Because in our industry, we all know that it's tough, right? Everybody has had a path that has got them somewhere, and everybody has a story to share their success with. And so I just shared with you, I lost my parents. In 2015, they were in a car accident. Lucky for me, they set everything up the right way. They had a trust. My dad had properties here in the Bay Area, here in Solano County, Hawaii. He had them all over. And everything was put into this trust, thank God. So I lose them, right? My world gets turned upside down. In the process of my world getting turned upside down, the one thing I wanted most was to keep this house that he had up in Rancho Solano. Because I saw what I just told you, the vision and the future of my kids. I was like, man, where am I going to find a house this big to have my family and watch them grow and build more memories, etc. And I knew a few millionaires. And I kept asking everybody, hey, help me, guide me, this, that, the other. Long story short, I wasn't a realtor at this point. I had graduated my degree in biology and chemistry. Not many people know this, but I was a nerd, right? So my dream was to go be a dentist because I had messed up teeth and I wanted to give back, right? Because I knew how hard it was for my parents to get the funds to give me the nice smile you see today. It took me 5 years for this. So I went to school, Sac State, man, did everything, Meinoh. And in the process, I would come home every weekend and my dad would be like, Phil, take this real estate exam. I'm tired of buying homes from these agents who don't remember me, but only come around when I call them because I want to find out about a property. And he would tell me, he's like, it's not, I don't like that because I feel like they're using me versus me trying to put food on their plate, right? And my dad was old school. He always had an open door. Everybody was always welcome. I mean, my parents had, I don't want to say parties, but they always had gatherings where you break bread, right? And so it didn't matter who you were, how rich you were, whatever. My parents always had people over. So I'm like, Dad, dude, I'm in the thick of 15 units, bro. I can barely study my OChem and my biology and my anatomy. Like, dude, I don't have time for this. So fast forward, I have lost him. And my dad had kept, I mean, it was in a closet, floor to ceiling boxes that must have been this big and like this thick. And it was all history of where my dad had been in life with his portfolio. So you talk about all these people today bitching and complaining about fucking, oh my God, 6%, 7%. Dude, I start rolling out this thing to see what's in these boxes. I see his first mortgage, bro, 18% on a $120,000 loan in a house in San Francisco. And I start seeing all this stuff, and I'm going back and forth and just pulling out different boxes, and I'm seeing the Hawaii property, and I'm seeing the Rancho property, and I'm seeing all these different properties he's got, looking at his portfolio, and I'm like, okay. So then I get to one box, and it is the box that he put on my desk that was a Century 21 binder, and they had given him the exams, the tests, the CDs, everything you needed to do and pass an exam. And I didn't have a job. My job was working at my father's gas station business. So, right, I was a gas station Indian, right? Everybody wants to know what kind of Indian you are. I was gas station Indian, not taxi, not motel, gas station. But dude, I'll tell you what, Meinoh, that place propelled me, because I used to get tired of it, right? I got this awesome degree, couldn't do anything with it. And I used to think, man, God, what is the lesson here? What is the lesson here? What is the lesson here? I was looking out the same windows. There was never any change. There was nothing. And so finally, I'm learning, come to find out, fast forward, the story's all over the place. But man, I had met loan officers, real estate professionals, escrow, loan, escrow, realtors, just the community. I knew, so many people that I didn't know that I would eventually be working alongside these people or working with these people, right? So going back to, I'm opening these boxes and I'm looking for direction, Meinoh, because I'm lost. We don't have the gas station anymore. My dad had sold the station, and then their tragedy happened, and it was just all this whirlwind of like, what do you do? Right? So again, luckily for me, he had everything set up in the right place. So because they had everything set up the right place with insurances and the trust and et cetera, I had said to my wife, hey, let's keep this house in Rancho. And she was like, Phil, it's too big of a risk. And at the time, my dad because he had refied to use it to leverage for more properties and stuff like this, he knew what he was doing. And so now in today's industry, looking back on it, $1 million at $4,000 a month was nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, nothing, right?
Yeah.
And I wish I would have been intuitive more to trust my gut as a man and say, no, honey, we're doing this. I was going to pay the negative. And then who would have known I could have probably cashed out a lot more. So anywho, I'm sitting there, and I find these books, and these books are staring at me.
Real estate books.
These real estate books from Century 21 that my dad had gotten from a realtor that had given it to him. And I'm looking at these books, and I'm like, put this box to the side. Well, little beknownst to me, after I had gotten insurance money and the dust had settled from my parents' estate 2 years later, my wife was going on Zillow and house hunting. So we come across this great house, and at the time I was not a realtor. I did not have the job. My wife was in healthcare, And so she was our steady foundation. And she looks and she's like, Phil, let's go look at this house. And I'm like, okay. We go to look at the house. We pull up to the house. The realtor, a local realtor who became my mentor, my friend, a brother, very organic relationship happened. Fidel Morales had been the realtor hosting the open house.
Stop.
I swear to God, bro, this is a... So we walk into the open house. He's like, hey, man, give me a few more minutes. I'm like, dude, no worries. It's a hot day. Set up. So we were looking at the house number 1014. Okay. So we walk into this house, we look at it, and I'm like, and I'm talking to Fidel, and I'm giving him all this lingo, this language, and he stops me and he goes, dude, are you a realtor? And I'm like, no. And he goes, dude, you talk like you're a realtor. And I said, oh man, my dad bought and sold so much real estate, you know. He's like, but okay. He keeps my number. He gets me to sign in. We sign in. He calls me. He goes, hey man, any chance you want that property? And I'm like, dude, I am trying, because at this point the funds hadn't cleared from my parents.
Yep.
So I'm waiting. And I'm like, dude, let me make a call. I make a call to a couple people. A couple people were like, hey, dude, we want to help you, but we're not going to help you. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we missed out on that opportunity. So Fidel is like, hey, dude, what do you do for a job? And we sit down, we go have coffee. We're at Panera in Fairfield. And
Yep.
He goes, dude, let's talk. Maybe you should do this. And I'm like, this is kind of a gamble. But being that I had wanted nothing but family time with my family, my mom and my dad, prior to me having my own family, I'd always complain to them. I'm like, man, you guys, it's either you two on vacation or it's me and one of you on vacation and somebody else is always behind. And I always wanted freedom. So I come back home after talking with Fidel, tell my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm going to take a chance on me for us. And I don't know that we're going to see the value in it right now, but I think there's going to be value in this later in life. She's like, Phil, I just wish you would go do a 9 to 5, go get guaranteed money. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I said, I love you, but I'm going to take a chance on me.
Hold on. Did you have kids at the time?
No kids yet.
Okay.
No kids yet.
Okay. Yep.
So she's like, but we find out we're pregnant and all this good stuff, right? So in the midst of tragedy with my parents, I find out that Amy's pregnant and I'm going to be a dad, and we're living in a great spot, actually right around the corner from here. All right. So we're living here in Green Valley. And she's like, I want more for us. And I'm like, I do too. Because of what I saw my dad do with his estate, his money, all of his stuff. And I'm like, okay. So we get this money. Bro, she's window shopping a year later, the same house reversed, right? Because it's the same floor plan, but instead of like this, it's like this.
Yeah.
Comes to the market. She says, hey, at this time, I'm still not a realtor. She goes, call Fidel. Let's go over there and check this house out. I'm like, okay. We go over it. Dude, we walk through. The moment the door opened, Meinoh, I looked at it and I told Fidel, I was like, dude, write this number and send the offer tonight. And he goes, are you sure? I'm like, I'm not even going to go. He's like, you haven't even looked at the rest of the house. I was like, I don't need to. I felt it. Just like a man thing, bro, the gut felt it. I said, I don't even care how we're going to do it. We're going to do it. He's like, all right, I'll go sign the paperwork. Bro, we were the only offer on the house. I got the house at a screaming discount. We played the back and forth pony show because at the time the market, this was in 2017. So we hadn't experienced what we all experienced 19, 20, and to current.
And beyond. Yeah.
And so, so we go and man, we end up walking to that house with $13,000 in equity. And bro, now that we live where we live here in Paradise Valley, I mean, I couldn't be more happier. My kids have grown up in that house and we've seen so much change and just so much good stuff, bro. So fast forward, we close on this house. I'm not a realtor yet. And I tell Fidel, dude, I got to be a realtor. And I had taken the test twice. And I had failed both times. I had studied the first time. I had gotten some stuff wrong. So I went back, studied the stuff I got wrong. Went back, took it the second time. All the stuff I had studied, I did great on. All the stuff I did good on the first time, I failed. So, dude, I laugh.
Because it happened to me, too.
No, dude, and I'm not embarrassed of that because I'm not a good test taker. I'm not, bro. Yeah. I am not a good test taker. So I go back in. I tell the guy that I was doing the crash course work. I was like, dude, something's wrong here. This should have been like this. And he goes, dude, the program didn't work for you. He's like, I'm sending you something else. We're going to pay for your third and final exam. And I'm like, how do you know it's going to be the final? He's like, trust me, this is going to be the final time you're going to take this exam. I go in and I had been going kind of up and down with my wife because she's worried about the direction of a family and all the extra stuff. And I'm like, don't worry, it's going to be fine. So I'll never forget. I don't tell her, I don't tell Fidel, I don't tell anybody I'm going to take the third test. I just go. Drive up to Sacramento. Bro, I'm sweating bullets in my car because I'm like, I got to pass this time. I got to pass this time. Dude, I went in there unconfidently confident. I know that's oxymoronic. And I sit down and, they've got all your stuff. And they're watching you in this glass room. And dude, I'm just clicking away. Click, 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 click. And I'm like, man, something's wrong. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, there's no way I'm doing this good. So I'm like, okay, Phil, don't even look back. Just keep clicking away. Bro, next thing I know, I look up, only 25 minutes had elapsed, but I'm done. But now, mind you, I had been there twice before and used the full 1 hour and a half times, right?
Yeah.
So I look and I'm looking and I'm like, you know what? Like they always tell you, don't change your answer, just submit what you have, right? In college, they would tell us that all the time. Just don't even change your answer, just submit what you have because you're probably going to second guess yourself and get it wrong. Bro, I walk up and I could feel everybody's eyes burning me because they're like, there's no way this guy's done. But these people don't know that
Little do they know it's your third time.
They don't know it's my third time, right? So I go up and the sweet lady says, she goes and she hands me this piece of paper and she's like, don't open it till you get out to the parking lot. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna use the bathroom and I'm gonna head home. Bro, I go in.
The bathroom.
I go in the bathroom, bro. I've got Willie hanging out, bro. I'm peeing and I'm looking and I'm like, where's the scores? And I'm reading. Finally, I see the word congratulations.
Yeah.
You passed. Bro, and I'm jumping up and down and pee's going everywhere. And I'm so excited, but I can't say shit because if they hear me, it's game over.
No, you didn't open
They
it
know
in
I
the
opened
parking lot.
And so, dude, I was elated. So, bro, I get home. I show Amy. I'm like, hey, I passed. I'm like, I'm going to do this thing. And she's like, okay. And the first year was rough, bro. My best friend from elementary school who had moved to Brentwood from San Francisco called me up and they did it reversed. They had went to go buy their newest house, but not putting their current house on the market. And my buddy, he knew. He was like, Phil, we hired a realtor here locally, but he sucks. He never engages with us. We're already buying the house with him, but we don't have the house for sale with him. Come sell the house. I'm like, absolutely.
That was your first listing?
That was my first listing ever, bro, in a house in Brentwood.
And it happened how quickly after you got your license?
Dude, it happened. It took me like 3 months to get that one.
Wow.
But, bro, it was my first sale for the entire year.
Yep.
And, bro, and it was weird because at the time I was working with Mike Holsey, another local broker here in the area. He had his own spot. And he was still doing the old school thing of where floor time, you come and sit, if the phone rings, you answer. And I would answer, build up. Second year, bro, I had done 4 deals plus a commercial deal. And so I was like, okay, the momentum is there. And then I met a good friend of mine, Kelly, lo and unbeknownst to me, because I had been doing open houses every single weekend while Dominic has now been born. Amy's staying at home. I had invested in signs, marketing, all that stuff. And bro, I would go pour myself out every single Saturday, Sunday, sometimes doing 2 open houses in one day, running like an 11 to 2, giving myself a break.
2 to 5 or
and then
3 to 5,
doing a
whatever.
3 to 6
wow.
when the daylight was out,
Wow.
And I was hustling and I was just waiting for people to come and I was still learning so much. And then so I meet Kelly because I'm like, hey, you do country property. Well, lo and unbeknownst to me, her daughter had been coming into the gas station with her grandkids for years and never knew that these two people knew each other. So as I'm walking up to Kelly to have her help me with country property, doing an evaluation, a CMA, I walk up to Kelly and I'm like, hey, I know you're not trying to steal my clients. And she just starts laughing. She's like, well, if they're your clients, I've got a daughter I've got to disown. And dude, it was an instant connection, Meinoh, for her and I. And then I created like Regis and Kelly I was like, hey, we're going to be called Kelly and Phil, real estate with Kelly and Phil. And dude, every weekend her and I would go and dude, momentum picked up. 4 houses became now 8 houses for me personally. Then it became 10. And then with her, we were doing 12 and 15 and 20 combined. And just such a great experience, man. And then as the years went on, so Fidel had told me in the very beginning when I started this real estate career, dude, get in front of the camera, learn to be part of the camera. learn to love the camera and just post. Doesn't matter how bad you are. Dude, and if you go back to the history of my Instagram, I would do the silliest stuff just to get people's attention, right? And it worked.
Yeah.
Because one of your LOs, Chrissy Sittinger.
Yeah.
I remember what her tagline was, Chrissy Writes Loans. I'm sorry. And I remember going to the marketing meeting, bro, and the marketing meetings were popping over at the Realtors Association. And dude, I'm looking and everybody knows who I am because they'd seen me on social media. I was posting in all these groups on Facebook, everywhere. So everybody's like, Phil. And I'm like, oh. So I would see Chrissy, and I hadn't yet met her, and I just never remember. I was like, Chrissy Writes Loans? And she kind of like looks up, and she's like, what is going on? You know, dude, and it was
so funny.
It was great, man. It was great. So, I mean, I'm blessed, dude, with this great thing, man. As you know, I'm a big proprietor on both of my kids. I have a son and a daughter, 9 and 6, and I love it, bro. I joke about being Tony Danza and taking care of Angela and Mona. Relax, Samantha. Take it easy, Jonathan. You know? And so I joke about being Tony Danza because we, as businessmen in this space, you know, we both wear every hat.
Yep.
I do the laundry. I clean the house. I take care of the animals. I pick the kids to and from school. I'm the cook in the house. Trying to be the career-based dad and just do this stuff, man. And it's bro, I had Brooks, the gentleman I told you about, I did the other podcast, send me this thing where the lady in the video says, I'm 80 years old, but I close my eyes and I wake up and I'm 33 again. And I'm waking up to the kids in my bed and the noise and the hysteria. And in this moment, she's telling, I'll send this to you to take it, but to paraphrase her, she's like, I didn't want to lose that moment. She's like, I cherished everything. And instead of skipping the words in the book, I asked to read another book. And she's like, I hold my husband a little bit closer because maybe we weren't more affectionate. And dude, time is so precious, Meinoh.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing we can't get back. And so, dude, I'm so blessed to be in this space because eventually our kids won't need us.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I get it. Well, first and foremost, shout out to Dad. Dad definitely had that foresight, and thankfully, because of him, you got into this industry. Yeah. Shout out to Fidel. This is my second shout out to Fidel Morales today. Yeah. By the way, just FYI.
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
Miguel Garcia gave him a shout out too. So, you know, I mean, the guy has been in the industry for a very long time, and he pretty much, you know, I'm going to have him on the show pretty soon too. But I think that's great. You know, the story, I too also failed my real estate test. So when I got into the business, I was working for a broker, and then to work for a broker, you had to pass your NMLS license and you needed to get your DRE. And I think it was called BRE at that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
they keep changing back and forth from
B
to D.
Exactly. And then, so I took my NMLS license and I failed twice.
It's okay.
I passed on my third time, and I took my real estate license, failed twice.
But passed on third time.
Passed on the third time. Dude, I took that test. I took 6 tests to do loans. So I 100% get it. And I 100% understand that feeling of don't open the letter until you go to the bathroom. Yeah. I went to the bathroom too, and I opened it up in there too. You're like, yes.
Oh, bro, it was such an invigorating feeling.
Yeah, because all that hard work and, you know.
It went to something.
Yeah, it went to something. It was worth it.
It was worth it.
Speaking of hard work and agents, you've been in the industry for a while. We'll go into your family later because I do have some questions around that.
Sure.
We'll get into baseball a little bit later too. We'll get into impressions later too. I really want to do that. I wanted to ask, from a real estate perspective, you know, being a seasoned professional like yourself, tell me what makes a good agent.
Man, you know, I will tell you this. This year taught me how to be I feel like, I don't want to say a better version of myself, but a better version of myself in my profession. Okay? So here we go. I think, and this applies to everything, your kids, your wife, husbands, for women who are married, communication. Communication is key. Because I've come across some real estate professionals or people who are professionals that aren't so professional. They don't text, they don't call, when you're looking for information, they don't want to provide information. Like we have a saying, there's a saying here, not all real estate agents are created equal. And it's so true because, man, even if I don't have something to give you, I want to tell you, hey, man, I'm dealing with a client right now. He's so gung-ho for this property, but the way they have it set up, because it's a trust, he's like, Phil, you got any information? I'm like, no, you guys, I don't have any information to give you. And so finally got to a point where I was like, well, let me get ahead of the curve here. Let me tell him before he asks. And so this morning, I said, hey, you guys, it's 12 o'clock. Still haven't heard anything from the agent yet. And he was like, man, I love updates. Thank you. And then it got to the point of where I started sending him screenshots of like the emails coming, because this particular transaction was being held differently because it's a trust, situation. So I had gone on and I was like, hey, let me just screenshot so they can see timestamps and they could see stuff. And they were like, Phil, thank you. Thank you so much. Like, we appreciate this, because people need data. I didn't have to,
but I wanted to.
I wanted to because I wanted to show them, hey, 1, I'm doing my job. 2, I'm trying very hard. 3, I want you to know that you're just as important as everybody else. And I feel like when I show them stuff, they believe you even more. Because I have another situation, same thing. Agent is very lackadaisical or very relaxed at getting back because of his clients. And I've been on this guy since November trying to get an offer accepted, but we just keep playing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So finally got to a point of where I was having a conversation with myself in my text thread because the agent wasn't getting back to me.
So you had fun with it.
So I had fun with it, right? and so I screenshot and I sent it to these guys, and they were like, wow, Phil, you're so professional. Like, how come this guy won't reply to you? And I was sending him text messages, emails, phone calls, nothing. And so this last year, 24 or 25, I'm sorry, it's hard to believe we're in 26. And they blink so fast, right? I learned to be a better communicator. I was already a good data person, knowing my territories, knowing numbers and things like that. But I learned communication. Communication is key. If you can't communicate, how can somebody trust you?
Yeah. Also as a realtor as well, whether you're doing the buy side or the list side, you have a client, and that client's either a seller or a buyer. And when you have that client, you have a fiduciary duty to protect them and let them know all angles. I know a lot of realtors out there will tell them exactly what they want to hear.
That's it. And not what they need to hear.
And not what they need to hear. And communicating also when making a deal.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to find the sweet spot. You're trying to, when you're submitting an offering, you're representing the buyer, got to make sure that your buyer is going to have their best interest at hand. Same thing with the seller, if you're listing their property and finding a middle ground and just making it work.
Yep.
But terrible communication. I mean, let's be honest. We could probably recall a scenario where you've worked where you worked with someone and the communication wasn't great.
Yep.
Speaking of which, can you share a story in a transaction that you worked where the communication was poor? You don't have to name names.
No. Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be a she or he. It can be whatever you want it to be.
It can be a lot of what I want.
It can be a lot of what you want.
No, I'm happy to share an example. So this one that I'm currently working on. So I have gotten everything to this point, right? This property was outrageously overpriced for what is been offered. But as you know, the 3 L's in our business, location, 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 is everything for this property. Now, I think that property has the value of what they started with their price point if the house matched today's standards. The house currently aesthetically, right? Because the house value isn't worth it. The land isn't worth it. This is a country property we're trying to purchase. So it's a 2 parcel, but they want to sell it as 1 because they don't want an easement. And then part of the land goes into somebody else's land, but it's just the way the plots were done. And so, again, I've been communicating, emailing the agent, phone calls to the agent, voicemails to the agent. And man, he knows that property is probably going nowhere fast, considering I'm the only one calling him. I mean, he's even said, Phil, your persistence is incredible. He's like, you keep calling. He's like, I know I'm ignoring you, but he's like, I'm not ignoring you on purpose. He's like, I just know where these guys have the line in the sand. And he's like, I know where you guys have the line in the sand.
And we're not lining.
And he's like, we're not lining up. But what was crazy is so I operate old school style. And I think this attests to watching shows like $1 Million Listing and things like that. So if you were the realtor on the other end and I needed your property, I would call you and be like, Meinoh, Phil here. We love your property. We want to engage with you. I want to write a clean offer. I don't want to trade back and forth 50 counters to get this deal to go. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's the terms I'm thinking. Before I ink it, talk to your folks. If this is going to work, let's move forward, because I don't want to counter all these times. I don't want to trade 50 pieces of paperwork, because as a loan officer, you don't want to see all that stuff yourself either, right?
No, we don't.
You don't. I mean, it's unnecessary paperwork, and that's where communication is huge, bro. That's where communication is huge. So I call, hey man, what do I got to do to make it sweet? Where do I got to be in line? And I traded back and forth with this gentleman, bro. I wrote 3 offers on this same property. Because at first it was for the one parcel, not both.
Yeah.
Then it was, hey, here's for both parcels. Then it was, hey, we're still not where we want to be. And then he told me, hey, write it for this, and I'll see if I can get it. And my people were like, okay, we'll write it for that. Wrote it for that, and the line in the sand is still there. But as funny as it sounds, I keep watching. The price keeps dropping.
Yeah.
And we're almost there. So it's almost like a waiting game.
So it's like inching.
It's inching, you know, every day by day.
Every inch counts.
Every inch counts, right? That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Right?
Oh, straight up alley-oop on that one.
Swoop, dunk.
Oh, man.
Bro, that was a great alley-oop.
I love that.
But, and so, yeah, so communication, right? Because this gentleman has been in the game for a lot of years. He's got a younger or an old, I don't want to say older, but you know, a DRE number that doesn't have so many numbers behind it.
That's so funny that people look at that. I know other agents too. They'll look at that and be like, oh, that person's new. They've got a lot of numbers. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know.
And then if you get older ones and you're like, oh, they've been in the business for quite some time. And then it's either they must be good or they're not that good.
Yeah, right. Right. And then, like, I always challenge people, hey, go look at the sales history.
Yeah.
Go look at the reviews.
I do the same thing.
Because customers, you know, bro, going back to this gas station, that gas station taught me so much, Meinoh, because I was able to talk to, and I'm going to be truthful here, man. I was able to talk to the junkies, the homeless persons, the rich people, the average people, the common people, whatever you want to say it, dude. Every walk of life that walked through that gas station door, I treated the same. I'll never forget this one guy who's still a great friend to me. Shout out to Shane real quick. Shane, if you're watching this, dude, this guy used to walk into my store grumpy as shit every day. And he knew I could do voice impressions. And bro, I was trying to break this dude down. Just a smile. Get a smile out of him, because a smile can go a long way. So one day he walked through the door, and I've been trying so hard to get this guy to just say hi, hello, change his frown upside down, right? So finally I was like, hey, buddy, you know, you're always coming in here very grumpy. Take it somewhere else. I don't want your $25 and your bullshit. And bro, he stopped and he started laughing so hard. And he goes, dude, Phil, he goes, I know I always come in here grumpy. He's like, but bro, you make my day. He's like, I've never told you this, but you make my day. And he had been coming to my store, bro, for 2 years. Couldn't crack him. And one day, bro, I cracked him. And
That's
still to this day.
so funny. And you guys are friends.
And we're still great friends till this day.
That's awesome.
Still sometimes to this day, I'll call his phone and I'll do an impression for him. And I'll do something.
And just leave it on his
voicemail. Like one day, dude, I called him and I was like, I did a Trump impression because he loves, you know, my Trump impression.
Oh, you do a Trump impression?
It's a great impression, Meinoh. It's a great impression. He said, I don't know what you're going to do. You have a lot of loans, the great numbers you have. They're big numbers, phenomenal numbers. And so I did something like that for him, of course, not real estate related, dude. And he would call me and he said, Phil, bro, I played that for all my friends at work and do it again. And dude, it's just great stuff, man. So I love to make people smile. And I think, you know, again, just breaking barriers with folks I'm organically blessed.
Authentically you.
A lot of authentic. It's a great authenticity, they said.
You know, and see, that's so refreshing, because I feel like in the world of social media, in the real estate world, there's a lot of glitz and glam and fake it till you make it, you know, like
There very much so is.
Remember that stat I was talking about? 71% of realtors haven't closed one deal in 2025.
So wild.
It's wild. So, but I think people feel that authenticity coming from you.
Yeah, I think
so. And people do, and your communication. You're a very great communicator as well, aside from, just connecting, as you were saying before.
Thank you.
You can definitely talk and people feel comfortable.
I think that's a comfortability, right? Like I have people that, okay, here we go. Ready? So this one, this one will hit close to home. So Donna.
Yeah.
Right. So Dana, shout out. Love you, girl.
Shout out.
We, we're all here for you.
Yep.
It was crazy. I didn't even know what happened when it happened. But bro, my phone was blowing up with realtors that I hadn't maybe talked to because we either wasn't transactional or, it just hadn't talked in a little while. And they're all picking up the phone. Hey, Phil, what's up with Dana? And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? They're like, you didn't see? And so just recently we were over at Aria GEB's installation this past.
Greater East Bay.
Shout out GEB. So we were there for their installation and Dana was there with us and they tributed to her to let people know. And
I love that they did that.
It was cool. But I was telling Dana, I said, man, Dana, you don't have to feel alone. People are here for you. You've been doing this all by yourself, but you have a family here, and she's like, what do you mean? I was telling her what I just told you. I was like, people were asking me about you. I didn't even know what was happening, And so again, I think, going back to like you were saying, like relatable, it's just people feel so comfortable. And I'm blessed, man, that people are willing to give me, information. And I hold on to it. I've learned to be locked and safe. It's a great thing. Sometimes it's a hard thing because you're like, man, you want to give back more. You want to share their stories, obviously without giving names sometimes, just so that you can encourage people, uplift people, like people don't know how darkest the rainy days is. Like here's something that's not even real estate related, bro. We went, not that I need another goddamn animal in my life. My wife loves rabbits. Growing up, she only ever handled rabbits, right? Little thumpers and fucking all this stuff, right? She has been plugging me for a bunny. So what does she do? She goes and buys a bunny cage.
And without a bunny first?
Without a bunny. Without a bunny. She goes and buys the cage. She's like, build it. I'm like, okay, yes, babe. So I build it. We wait. She wants to rescue a bunny as opposed to get,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Dude, there's bunny rescues, dog rescues, cat rescues.
I know about dogs and cats, but I didn't know
there was a bunny.
Bunny rescue.
Like sanctuary.
I didn't even know you could have like a wild bunny as a pet.
So, right, but they're not wild bunnies, but just like with all different breeds of animals, of dogs rather, there's all kinds of different, you got the ones that they call them flops. They got the long, big ears, and they got the giants, and then you've got all these different ones. So I give you this story because we go to the bunny sanctuary, and I knew we were coming home with a bunny that day. So we go, and the kids, they let out all these bunnies. The kids pick the ones that they want, and they let us, see if they click with us. And we find one, so I'm like, let me go get the kennel. I'll be right back. And bro, we're in a very rough part of Richmond. Very rough. To where I told the kids, I was like, don't come inside.
Stay in the car.
Stay in the
car.
Lock the doors.
Pull
I was
the
like,
gat.
let me, right?
Load it up.
Right? And I was like, let me pull the car up. You guys are going to run in the car, etc. Like we were in a very rough part. Dude, I get the cage and I'm walking back with the cage, or the carrier rather. And I'm walking back the carrier, bro. And here comes this gentleman. And I just knew like something was wrong with him, right? I just could sense something. And so he's walking with this big old staff that looked like it could have been for like a animal enclosure of some sort, like it was one of these long pieces of weird looking wood that would only go in, like, for example, like a staff, like a Moses staff, like a Moses staff. That's funny that we both said the same. James,
James. Say my name 3 times, right?
No, Meinoh. And so, dude, I'm walking in, we're approaching this guy. We're gonna cross paths now at this point. So I smiled. Hey, I said, hey, what's up, bro? Happy Saturday. That's all I said to him. And he stops, and he looks at me. And I'm thinking, oh, God, Phil, prepare yourself to either run or, like, throw something. And he goes, I needed that. Thank you so much. And he smiles, bro. He got no teeth from here to here, blank. And he says to me, your smile made my day. Bro, I'm getting goosebumps telling you this. I was down, but you lifted me up. And so I didn't even know this dude, bro. Hugged him. He could have had gun, knife, whatever. Hey, man, I hope you have a blessed day, bro. And I told him, I said, I know you're missing some, but keep smiling, man. And he laughed. And he said, I like you, dude. Thank you. And dude, it was weird. I don't know if it was a challenge from God because I'm a man of faith or what, to like not be scared in an environment or whatever it was. But dude, that was something to me that was like, okay, dude, hey, people are receptive to you, Phil. Like, be good, do good, give back, you know?
I didn't know you were a brother in Christ. Same here too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe I'm a man of faith. I mean, I wear my cross everywhere I go.
I love it.
You know, I have this little thing for good luck from India on it. But yeah, dude, not a lot of people, when I tell people I'm Catholic, born and raised, had all the sacraments. My wife and I did all the sacraments, got married in the church. Like, we did all the things like we were raised to do within our stuff. And so I believe that God places and does things for you in his time, just like they always say, right? I'll give you back this one. So 3 listings, had a 4th one. Meinoh, nothing was moving at the beginning. So in 25, up until March, everything was rocking. April came and it just went slowed way down. And, you know, it was like you saw everything in slow motion. And that's where the power of communication came for me. And so I kept telling myself, today's going to be a wonderful day. Today's going to be a wonderful day. I'm going to get some good news. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. And man, it was rough, bro. It was rough because I'm like, man, nobody's calling on these listings. These are beautiful properties. What's going on? And so here we are in September, 100+ days for all 3 properties. Now the 4th one is on board. And I'm like, oh man, this is tough.
That's stressful.
It's stressful because you're having to balance personalities.
Yep.
Not all the sellers were the
Set
same.
expectations.
The expectations.
Manage expectations.
Manage them.
Yeah.
Provide them data to show it's not just you.
Yeah. Be a therapist.
Be a therapist,
Be
bro.
a best friend.
Right. All of it.
Psychologist.
Right.
Firefighter.
All the above, bro. All the above, bro. And so, as a man of faith, all of a sudden, bro, and I would pray. I'd say, God, you know, I don't know what the lesson is here that you're trying to teach me, but I know in your time, everything is going to be perfect. And for the first time in my young career, I've closed 2 transactions in a month, 3 on the cusp of 3 in 1 month. But bro, never, and this is not braggadocious because this is very hard to do. And it actually set up the last half of the year for me rolling into this year. I closed 5 transactions in 1 month. They all hit at the same time, bro.
Praise God, dude.
Dude.
Praise God.
Praise God Almighty.
100-day plus listings.
And they all hit at the same time, bro.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, God, you were setting me up for success because, you know, I had money to keep me going because we're all, you know, 1099ers and everything was fine. But it was getting to that point where I was like, shit, I need a sale because I need to keep things going, not go negative. And man, all of them hit at once, bro. And it was just like, oh, the sigh of relief. You know, I'd never had a checks roll in like that. You know, and praise God Almighty, bro. Some people gave me 3%. They saw the value in 3%. Others, I had double-ended one deal, which I don't usually like to do because it's hard to play both sides.
Sure, but sometimes you're helping both parties, and in that case, it sounds like you did.
Oh, and it was great. In that one instance, in one of those 5, I had brought seller and buyer together.
Amazing.
And I was like, hey, look, I told my guy, I said, bro, look what you're doing for these people. And he had met the people. And I remember we went back to his house because we drove together. And I went over to his mom and dad's house because they live right next to each other like everybody loves Raymond. And it's like, no, Deborah, Ma, take it easy, Marie. And dude, we were just sitting there talking, and he had been talking to his parents about, you like, hey, we did a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, we did a good thing by getting rid of this property. These people love it. They see the vision. And so it was great, bro. And so, yes, going back to faith, man, I leave it all up on God. I'll never forget, my mom was a visionary. We were living in Park Merced in San Francisco after my dad had lost his first house because of some financial obligations. His brother came over from India, had a heart attack on a plane. My dad was signing all the paperwork, not realizing he's covering for his medical bills. $1 million then in the early late 80s, early 90s, bro, it's like 10 million today.
Yeah.
Right?
I totally agree.
And we were living in these apartments, and bro, we were happy as can be. Happy as could be. But my mom kept praying, like, God, I know there's more for us. I know there's more for us. And she told me one night, I'll never forget this story. She goes, Phil, I was praying. And at the time, my mom was a cigarette smoker, and she was smoking Capris. That was her cigarette of choice. And you couldn't smoke in the apartments, but she would pull up the windows and she would hang out by the kitchen and just blow the smoke out the window. And she's like, Phil, that was the night she gave up smoking cigarettes because she had seen something in the sky that she felt was a message from God that everything was going to be great. Wow. And bro, the next day, the guy called and said, hey, we can't, in-house lender, we can't get you. KB was the buyer that they were going for. When we moved here to Fairfield, he said, we can't get you the loan. He said, but we have somebody who we know who's willing to loan you money 3% higher than what we're willing to give you. At the time was 14% interest. My dad was literally just paying interest. He's like, it doesn't matter. I don't care as long as we can get to the house. They called and said, hey, congratulations. You're going to be able to buy and live in this house. And dude, it was from there, Meinoh, it was crazy. You know, and I've got all kinds of other like little divine messages from God like that just, you know, here you go. I'm going to give you one today. So, you know how they always, you've heard the term pennies from heaven?
No.
So pennies from heaven, you walk and you see pennies and it's supposed to be signs from God. So in the midst of us selling the gas station, I'd always ask God, you know, where are we at with this? Are we going to do this? And so you know how they always tell us on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest, rate your experience. Bro, Meinoh, everywhere I step, I find dimes.
Oh,
bro, it's insane. So like, I'm always thinking like in my hardest times, I'll go and find it. Like I was telling you about the 3 properties or the 5 properties.
Yeah.
There was 3 of them at the time before the other 2 came aboard. We had gone shopping and I was buying toys for something. And we were at TJ Maxx in Fairfield. My daughter's like, Dad, I want to go look at the toys too. So I go and I look. Bro, she takes me past this and I was like, oh, that looks like a dime. But I overlook it and I keep walking. We go back. I go back and look, bro, it was a dime. She takes me to a different end cap in the store and I look like this. And bro, like underneath this.
Another dime,
bro, but completely out of sight, out of mind. Then she's like, Daddy, take me over here. So she takes me around to, you know, four corners of a building. She takes me over to this, and bro, the shelves, this particular shelf must have been raised like 2 feet off the ground as opposed to lower to the ground. I go and I pass by and I look again, 3rd dime. And I tell Amy, I was like, babe, I think this is a good sign is coming. And she's like, Phil, I bet you your properties are going to get offers on them. And dude, like days later, the phones were ringing for all the properties. It was crazy. Even today, when I came to see you, that jacket I put down, I put my hands inside the pocket and a dime was in it, bro. I was like, dude, today's going to be an awesome day, dude. It was crazy. So, dude, like, you talk about God having my back, bro.
He's got your back.
I feel like God has blessed me, bro, in tremendous ways.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know?
When you seek him, he loves everybody, but when you seek him, you're able to really treasure and recognize those moments a lot quicker, especially when you put out prayer. Like for me too, I remember I was going through, it was a really bad transaction. This is younger, when I was like earlier in my career. And I remember like losing a deal and I was devastated. And the agent wanted the client to get pre-approved with their lender because they had just switched agents. And I already had the client conditionally approved, so on and so forth. But I remember I was beat up because I wasn't used to losing transactions to anybody. And I thought I built a nice relationship with that person. And I was really sad. And I got a phone call, or I got a text message from my sister in Christ, Marie. She texted me and she was like, hey, God wanted me to just tell you that he loves you. Literally after that happened.
Wow.
Just at that very moment. And there was another one where I was waiting for a deal to close and it was real sketchy. It was in underwriting. There was a chance it wouldn't happen. I submitted everything and this family needed to move into that house right before Christmas. They sold their other house and it was on eggshells. And I felt like that too. And then I got a phone call from a sister in Christ. God wanted me to just call you. I don't know why, but tell you everything's gonna be okay, and it funded.
Wow, bro.
Yeah. So these kind of things happen, and I recognize them all the time. Or like we've got angels that protect us too. You might be making a turn, and just split second, if you were just there, just an inch, you could have gotten an accident. Like there's
I
so
believe in
many,
all that. I believe in all that, bro.
It all happens, and so. Counting your blessings, being grateful for the opportunities that we get to have to be present in the situations we're in. I mean, it's a blessing.
No,
it
for
really
sure.
is.
For sure.
All right, we are getting close to wrap up time. I have some questions.
Let's do it.
Well, first of all, how many impressions can you do? How many total impressions can you do?
I can probably I can do about maybe 10 that I have great ones on, right? And so
all right, are they on a certain sentence, or could you say a sentence in those impressions?
I could say a sentence in those impressions.
So I'm going to ask you 10 questions.
Okay.
And then your response is going to be in a different impression.
Oh boy, this is going to be exciting.
Okay, here we go. You spend a lot of time coaching baseball.
Yes.
What about coaching kids has taught you anything in real estate?
You understand what I'm trying to tell you? It taught me motherfucking patience. You understand what patience is? I ain't had no fucking patience. These goddamn kids have got me fucked up.
And was that Bernie?
Yeah, it was Bernie.
Yeah,
back.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, Bernie? Shout out, Bernie.
Shout out, Bernie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I don't know the name, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Hopefully I know them all.
Yes.
Which is harder, coaching a team of kids or negotiating a real estate transaction?
I got to be honest, Mr. Meinoh, either one is no good. I like kids, but kids don't like me. Wow.
That one, I know he's in Suicide Kings.
Yes.
I forget the name.
Walking in a winter wonderland.
Christopher Watkins.
Yes. They took my grandfather's watch.
What is one lesson from baseball you can actually use in business?
Ooh.
Patience.
Right? Oh, no matter how hard in life you get knocked down, you got to get back up and keep moving forward.
You were so good. Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
Rocky. Oh, gosh.
Yes.
You are so good. Be honest. Who is tougher to manage on the field? The kids or the parents?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and see, you got the parents over here that think their kids are going to the big leagues even though they're in 9 years old. I mean, they're not getting any kind of scholarships. Boom, it's the parents.
Is that Madden?
Yes! Oh, you're 4 for 4, bro.
Let's go! Oh, so good. Okay, here we go.
That was a good one.
Which accent gets you in the most trouble?
Oh, that's so easy. It's all these people in Aria, all the Vietnamese, Chinese, Filipino. So good.
Do you want the long nail, the short nail? Oh, that's a Vietnamese one.
Vietnamese. I open up a few of those with my friend.
Oh man, I'm gonna call that one a Russell Peters.
But that's where I learned it from.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Which accent do you think you do the best?
Oh man, I just actually had a dad tell me this the other night because he's also Indian, but we don't look at each other. Everybody always thinks I'm Hispanic.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I always go, buddy, it's very hard for us to be together. We have the only brownies on the team. Everybody is milky.
Does he do accents too?
He does it, bro. But yeah, so he loves it. He always tells me, he's like, bro, how do you do it so good?
Does he have a thick accent, or is he born here?
He's born and raised here. Yeah.
That would have been funny if he actually had the accent too. What is more stressful? Bases loaded on the bottom ninth or a deal about to fall apart?
Oh, bro, that's a good one. Which one am I gonna do with this impression? Oh man. Oh, dude. I have to tell you, to be honest with you, it's leaving the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth because they can do it, but they can't. Yeah.
Arnold, so good. I love it. And what is one thing your players or their parents would be surprised to learn about Big Philly?
Oh man, you want this in an impression, or you want a real
want
life
the
answer?
real.
You want a real life answer? So I have something I'm going to send you. So I always said I'm not the guy when it comes to coaching, but I'm one of the guys. I'm down to be part of a staff and help out. One of the dads legit named me Tony Throbbins. Tony Throbbins, right? Because at the end of every game, I'll never forget. It happened like this. We had gone, we've been traveling, you know, because you've been so very supportive of my son and his baseball, sponsoring us, helping out, not just with my son, but with Aria. I mean, bro, I met you and know you through Aria. Shout out to Teresa Carpio, because without her, I don't know you.
That's true. And Kim Lou, too.
Hey, Kim Woo.
And Kim Lou.
Kim Woo.
We see you.
We love you all the time. Love you long time. No time. And no, but so, bro, we had been doing a lot of losing. We had been going and playing in these tournaments up in Manteca, Sacramento, Ripon, Fremont. I mean, bro, we were all at Rancho Cordova. And in this particular one, I remember we're driving up to this one. And I told my son, I said, dude, let's just envision us winning this ring. And we would talk. This particular journey was different. I don't know what it was about this one, Meinoh, but long story short, we go up there. We play Saturdays and Sundays. Saturday is pool play in order to get to championship, right? 4 teams. All the teams in here were way better than us, but we had been grinding. And so I told the kids, I was like, hey, passion, intensity, and grit, ain't nobody taking any of those away from us. I don't care if we win or lose. Show me all 3 of those things. We win our first game immensely from a juggernaut team that we'd always been losing to. The next team we go to play was pretty much our equal, and we tie them. And I'll never forget, we sit down and we're talking to the kids. We're like, hey, before we go home, let's talk. So the coach is like, Phil, say something to the kids. I'm like, all right, dude. I was like, hey, guys, all that losing you've been doing counts for now at this point. All that hurt, all those losses, I said, prepared you for tonight. I said, ride high, boys. Because tomorrow we come in here full steam ahead. We're going to that championship. And the guy videotapes it. One of the dads videotapes it. And he sent it to me the other day. And he's like, dude, remember the evolution of Tony Throbbins? He's like, he's like, make sure you bring that back to, you know, this team that we're on, dude. And bro, I just got so lucky, Meinoh. So we're no longer with the team that we were with before because of daddy ball circumstances.
Yep.
And it is what it is there. But anywho, we're now on this team here in Fairfield. We're called the Bandits, the Tri-City Bandits. And I met, you know, a fellow pare. He's a good Filipino friend of mine. His name is Raimundo. And no.
That was accent number 10. That was accent number 10. Shout out Raimundo.
Hey, Ray, how are you doing, pare? Mahal kita, you putang ka na. But no, I mean, he and I met, or going back to the word organically. I was a base coach. He was there. We just started talking. I would get in trouble because my head coach at the time was like, dude, quit talking to that guy. Coach the kids. And dude, God bless the ability to click with people, because he found out that we weren't going to be on the team and said, dude, I'm bringing Dom aboard. You know, and I was like, dude, okay, we're there. And dude, it's so crazy. You know, everybody that has been through this baseball circuit that has been told no, they're not good enough, they're not strong enough, they're not talented enough, everybody's here now. And bro, I couldn't be more happier to be here. Like, bro, I'm so happy. My mindset is I don't care if we lose. As long as 1, the kids have fun, 2, they develop. The culture here is different.
We need more of that in coaching. We need more of that in Solano baseball.
Yeah.
I think the problem is these days there's too much competition. Everyone thinks their kid's going to be a D1 athlete.
And it's not
Everyone thinks they're all going to go majors. They're all living vicariously through their kids.
Yeah,
there needs to be more of real life coaching. Win or lose, positivity. Are you growing?
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Or developing,
Are you
man.
making them jump up and down when you're giving your speeches?
Oh, dude, I don't. Well, I don't, but I'm bro. I'm
like
the
House of
loudest
Pain
guy on the team.
up in there?
You're right. Jump around, jump up,
Let's
and
go.
get down. You know, and I'll wrap it by saying, you know, dude, the kids have taught me a lot. The kids have taught me so much, bro. And I love it because I feel like I'm still like a kid. Going back to passion, intensity, and grit. We hosted a tournament, and one of these parents walked up to me after the game, and I could smell the booze on him. I could tell he'd been drinking, beer on his can. I'm like, oh my God, dude, what is this guy gonna say to me? And he stops me. He's like, excuse me, young man. And I'm like, oh no. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. And he goes, I want to tell you something. He goes, I see the way you were with those kids, cheering those kids on, yelling out their names after a great play, encouraging them. He goes, I wish more of the coaches that my son was on would do what you did. And I was like, wow. I was like, dude, can I hug you? I was like, I haven't had anybody come tell me that they're proud of me for that, let alone a stranger come tell me that they're proud of me. So that was huge, dude. It like I said, these kids have taught me so much more about myself, So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that. Well, Phil, we are over time. I just want to take this moment. First and foremost, thank you so much again for coming here. We got to do it again. We're going to do it again. And number two, before we close out, please let the folks know where to find you. Share your information, please.
Yeah. You guys, if you are in need of any kind of help, whether it's community, most importantly, community related, I always say this about us. We're community ambassadors. We're here for you guys because we know all the best foods, all the good schools. We know how to put you in touch with the right people. If you are looking for and you get along with my vibes, you can check out my Instagram at Phil Patel RE. My Facebook is the same. My TikTok is the same. My YouTube is the same. Phil Patel RE. Super simple.
Phil Patel, thank you so much for coming here, brother.
Meinoh, thank you so much,
It's good
bro.
to see you, man.
Great to see you. Let's do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it. Thank you.